The Degree Progress Report, or DPR, is an audit based on the university catalog that provides a full picture of your progress toward degree completion. Let's look at this DPR of a student in the Multimedia Production option. There is some important information at the top of the page, including your name and student ID number. You should also see the department and the option you are in. The graduation date will be displayed as unknown until your application to graduate has been processed. Your catalog year is based on when you were admitted to CSUN. Notice that you have the ability to open or close all sections in your DPR. I will close all sections for now. You may also want to click on the Printer Friendly link. By default, the Printer Friendly version will have all sections open so that everything is visible when printed. You will likely want to print a current version of your DPR before any academic advisement meeting. Let's move down to the many requirement sections for the degree program. An X indicates that one or more requirements in the section is not yet complete. The three dots indicate that the courses needed to complete the remaining requirements of the section are in progress. The check mark indicates that the requirements of the section have all been met. Let's look at the Basic Skills Requirements section. You can click on the arrow next to any requirement to open or close it. As you can see, there are several course requirements that must be met within this section. As indicated by the checks, the student has completed 2 of the requirements already. The semester the course was taken, the course number, the number of units earned, the grade, and a shortened title of the course will be displayed for course requirements that have been completed. As indicated by the 3 dots, the student has 1 requirement in progress. The same information for the course is provided. However, IP is displayed in place of the grade to indicate the course is currently in progress. As indicated by the X, the student still has 1 requirement in this section to complete. A course list will usually be provided that lists all the courses you may choose from in order to complete the requirement. To make it easier to select a course, you may click on any course listed to view the course title and description. Let's look closer at this student's Natural Sciences section. While most courses are 3 units, in this case 8 units are required. 2 3-unit lecture courses and 2 1-unit lab courses. This student is currently taking one of the lecture courses along with the corresponding lab course. Moving down to the General Education Upper Division section, you see that all students are expected to take 9 units of GE Upper Division courses. As you can see, the number of course options here are many. Notice that these courses can be taken the same semester in which you will be achieving junior standing. That is because these classes are all Upper Division, 300 or 400 level. Lower Division courses are 100 and 200 level, and are mostly taken by freshman and sophomore students. Let's look at the Title V requirements. The student completed one of the requirements by earning a B in Econ 175. Notice there are 2 more requirements following this, but the course list is almost the same for both. In this case, taking one course that is on both lists will fulfill both requirements. Moving on to the Writing Skills requirement, it is clear this student completed a course to fulfill the first requirement. However, the second requirement is unique. It is not a course at all. This Upper Division writing requirement is actually an essay exam that all students must pass. Students should take this exam as soon as they have completed 56 units. Students who have not taken the exam after completing 75 units will not be able to register for courses. To sign up for an exam time, go to the website provided. Finally, we have moved past the general education courses that this student is required to take and are ready to look at the requirements for the specific major program they have chosen. For the CTVA Multimedia Production students, the pre-CTVA courses should be taken first as a freshman and sophomore at the same time as the lower division general education courses are being taken. That is why courses listed here are lower division, 100 and 200 level. This student is currently completing the CTVA 100 course requirement. They will also need to take CTVA 210 and CTVA 220 as shown in the next section. CTVA 240 and CTVA 250 are no longer options for multimedia production students, unless you are switching to multimedia production from the TV or film option. Multimedia production students are now expected to take CTVA 230, Fundamentals of Audio Production, or CTVA 260, Introduction to Digital Filmmaking. Completing the lower division CTVA requirements is important because they must be completed before taking the upper division courses for the program. Note that for all CTVA courses, a grade of C or better is required. The multimedia production option requirements is the heart of the program. You can read about these courses in the forums on the CTVA Multimedia Production option Moodle page. Note that the course list for the upper division elective area only has a few courses listed. While the internship 494 courses are highly encouraged, they are not required for multimedia production students. Many students take other upper division courses instead. You can see which elective courses are popular by checking the forums on the Moodle page. Immediately after the program requirements, you will likely see a list of courses that count toward the total units required for a degree, but not for any other requirements in the DPR. This student currently only has one such class. The class was a 1-unit lab and was taken for credit only. The CR indicates the student earned credit for the course, but with no grade, the units do not impact the student's GPA. The upper division courses that you take for your 6 units of multimedia elective courses will appear here until the appropriate substitution forms are submitted and processed. At that point, they will move to the upper division elective area portion of the DPR. The next section lists several additional requirements that must be met before graduation. First, 120 units must be completed. This student has earned only 13 units so far, has 16 units in progress, and still has 91 units remaining. With less than 30 units completed, this student is in freshman standing. All of the subsequent requirements must also be met in order to complete the degree. For instance, students must complete 40 units of upper division coursework. Most of these will be satisfied as you complete the program, but you may want to look over them, especially as you near graduation. Note that students are required to maintain a 2.0 GPA in all coursework taken at CSUN, in all coursework taken toward the degree, including transfer units, and in all upper division coursework required in the major. This student is off to a good start with a 3.3 GPA in the first 12 units completed. Students that fall under a 2.0 in any of these areas are placed on academic probation. Let's take a look at a student who's a bit further in their studies. I am first going to close all sections. Moving down the DPR, I see by the checks that many of the requirements have been met. In fact, the only general education section that is not complete is the general education upper division section. The student has also completed the pre-CTVA requirements. Notice that Journalism 100 was taken instead of CTVA 100. While CTVA 100 is highly recommended for CTVA students, Journalism 100 will meet the requirement. This is especially helpful for students transferring from community colleges. Also notice this student did not complete CTVA 210 or Journalism 100 at CSUN. These requirements were met by taking equivalent courses at a community college. Cinema 120 taken at the College of the Canyons met the CTVA 210 requirement. MEA 100, also taken at the College of the Canyons, met the Journalism 100 requirement. Go to assist.org to learn how course credits earned at one public California college or university can be applied when transferred to another. Looking at the next section, we see the student has also completed CTVA 220. With all of the lower division CTVA courses completed, the student was able to register for upper division CTVA courses. This student wisely took CTVA 361. All multimedia production students should take this among their first upper division CTVA requirements because it is a gateway production course in the option and is a prerequisite for the other required production courses, CTVA 461, 464, and 468. This student also wisely did not take CTVA 327. This is the only required multimedia production course that a course substitution is frequently allowed. While the student may choose to take CTVA 327, they may instead take another upper division course from CTVA or an allied field. Again, you can see which elective courses are popular by checking the forums on the Moodle page. This student is also working toward a minor in interactive media. With 3 units earned toward the minor, the student still has 18 units remaining. If the minor courses are relevant to the major, they may be counted toward both requirements. For instance, the upper division marketing courses taken for the minor may be used in place of CTVA 327, as well as in fulfilling the 6 units of multimedia elective requirements. Looking at the next section, this student has completed many courses that are counting towards the 120 unit requirement, but that are not meeting any other degree requirements. In this case, all of these are lower division, so none may be used for CTVA 327 or the 6 units of multimedia electives. Let's look at one last DPR of a student who is about to graduate. Because the student already completed the application to graduate, there is now a graduation date shown. I'm going to open all sections to get started. As we scroll down, it is clear that the student has met most requirements. Looking at the multimedia production requirements, it appears the student still needs CTVA 327 and 6 units of multimedia electives. However, the next section reveals the student has completed CTVA 352 and is currently taking Art 309 and Art 352. After these units are completed with a C or better, the student should contact their advisor to request that the substitutions be made. If this is the student's last semester, they should contact their advisor to request the substitutions now, while the courses are still in progress. The next section reveals that the student will meet the 120 minimum unit requirement, as well as all other overall requirements. With a strong overall GPA, the student is well prepared for life after graduation. Remember that your DPR is simply a summary of how you are progressing towards completing your degree based on the requirements listed in the university catalog.